If anyone has any exercises for their hands, let me know, because filming that thumbnail was horrific. Why do my fingers look so chubby? Is it because of like the style of nails I have? No idea. This is Sass, a little bit of class. I'm Cal Williamson, and today we're going to be discussing our 5 year plans, okay? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Have you even thought about it? Me either, until now. So, yeah, let's dive right in. So this morning I was getting my brows done and my lashes. That's why I'm looking snatched. I basically have my dance show next week, so I'm just like doing all that prep because your girl works full time and I need to squeeze everything in the weekend before. So anyway, I was getting my lashes and brows done and I bumped into an old friend. I used to work with this friend like a couple of years ago and we just kind of drifted apart. She's like making a little family. She moved like further away and yeah, we just kind of lost touch really, and her life got busy, my life got busy and things like that. And it's probably been about 2 years since I've last seen her. So I literally sprinted up to her car and I was like, just like a 5 minute catch up, like just pure like verbal diarrhea, just being like, this is everything that's been going on. And then she was the same, then I had to run in to get my eyebrows done. But yeah, and it just got me thinking of like what my 5 year plan is. And then when I went into Amy to get my brows and things done, we were kind of talking about it too. And like, I just thought I'd share with you and see if we have anything in common. Yeah, let's see if our 5 year plans align basically. So if you know me, this will definitely be a surprise for you. And if you're my dad or my uncle, just switch off now. Thank you very much. Basically, let's talk about children. Okay, let's talk about babies. I am literally since being young, I think I've always said I don't want kids, don't want children. I've got a little brother and sister. We're like 10, 13 years apart. I'm like, they're basically my children. I've got Ralphie, my little English bulldog. He's my son, literally birthed him. And I'm just like, sometimes I just cannot see myself. Oh no, that's a lie, right? This is the thing, okay? If you've grown up with an overprotective male figure in your life, and I've got two of them, so if you grow up with that, you will basically be drummed into your head you're never having kids and never having a boyfriend, okay? So I basically have just been saying all my life, I don't want kids. And I don't know if I don't want kids or if I've just like kind of put onto them that I don't want it. So now even when they're not there, I'm still saying, oh no, I don't want kids. When I was discussing my 5 year plans today at my little brow appointment, I was like, I think I'm just in that, like, if it happens, it happens. Like, I'm still going to be on the pill and taking that every night. And if it happens, it happens. It's so weird as well because I've always said no to having kids. But when I used to imagine it when I was like a late, maybe mid-teens, I would picture me having a little boy. But now I picture me having a little girl. So I'm like, not sure. Also been having like dreams and things about having babies. I had it's so weird as well, right? I was at dancing and this girl was like that. You give me Aurora vibes. That night had a dream that I had a little girl and I called her Aurora, which is weird because me and my mum were like having a conversation, and I said I would like to call my child like Aurora. How cute is that? I am literally sleeping beauty. After work, always napping. Any chance I get, I'm going for a nap. Literally perfect. She was my favourite princess growing up, and yeah, probably the only girl in the whole world that doesn't have a list of like girl names and boy names on her notes. No, I like Aurora because obviously the princess when I was young. I also like the name Amelia because I liked Amelia Pond in Doctor Who. I was a Doctor Who kid, you know. It's weird as well because I've always thought until recently that was for a boy, but I've always really like thought of girl names growing up. So yeah, you know what puts me off having a child, right? It's the whole birth thing. You know, who made that one up? I don't really want to do all that, to be honest. And I'm a wee bit selfish. I would adopt, but I would really like the kid to look like me. You know, I don't know if I would want her to have, I don't know if I would want her to act like me, wee bit too sassy. So maybe a calmed, more chill version of me would be quite good. Less of that attitude, you know? That would be fab. I've got like a boy middle name that I like, but that's a secret. I can't tell you that, sorry. But that's certainly it. I don't have any boy names that I like at all. And I don't have any like actual girl names that I like, if that makes sense. Like I don't think I would use Aurora. But then I do really like it and I don't know anyone called it and it would need to be like unique, you know? And it's weird as well because obviously my name's Kiara and I'm pretty sure there's a lion on the Lion King called Kiara. So it's like keeping the Disney, but I'm not a Disney adult and I wasn't really a massive Disney kid either, to be honest. But yeah, that's that basically. I think if Connor came up to me and said, let's like have a baby now, I would go, maybe that would change my tune a wee bit. Like maybe if it came from him, I'd be like, oh, that's so cute, how romantic. But Connor's just not the type that would do that. Plus, I'm quite selfish. Like, I like to just get up and go, love a nap. Can't just have a child and go for a nap when I come in. Do you know what I mean? I'm very all about myself. Like, I'll come in, take Ravi for a walk, and then go for a nap. To be fair, the naps are getting slightly less because the migraines are lessening. And if I do have a migraine, it's very, like, it's not intense, you know? So that's totally fine. Only thing is, I'm 24 and I've always said, I actually remember when me and Connor first met, I said I don't really want kids, but if I did have a child, it would need to be when I'm 26. No earlier, no later, 26, first child. Don't know why, I always had that number in my head for children, okay? So yeah, also scared. Connor's got twins that run in his family. And because I'm kind of on the, do I want kids? Yeah, a little bit. Imagine I just get thrown into the deep end, here's two. What am I meant to do there, you know? It would be quite good to let a girl and a boy, job done. It means I would have to come up with two names on the spot. It just seems a bit more expensive, feels a bit scary, you know? But yeah, if I did have a second child, and I don't even know if I want one, so never mind two, no more than two. Okay? No more than two. So yeah, I feel like two is good. They go and race together, the doubles have each other. I'm thinking 3, maybe 4 years apart. Depending on the firstborn, are they mature enough for another sibling? Who knows? Not me, because we're talking about a hypothetical child, you know? But if I felt she was ready for a little friend, then I'd maybe throw her in there. Obviously, there is a massive age gap between me and my siblings. I wouldn't do that. My brother and sister have like a 3-year age gap. I think that's perfect. That's fabulous. That's great. Second child by 32. I don't really want to be having kids in the 30s, you know? So if I was early, no later than 33. Now let's get on to marriage and engagement. I can't actually imagine myself getting married. It feels like, I mean, I would love the dress, of course, but I feel like I would be keeping my name. Sorry to break it to you, Connor, but I would be keeping my name, possibly with hyphen it. But I always want to be like Kiara Lee Williamson. I still want to be me, you know? I think it's as well like my family's very like surname proud, you know, like we're Williamson, that kind of vibe. And my gran was a Williamson, obviously, so I'm just like, I just have to keep it, okay? It just means a lot. Ralphie's also a Williamson. Actually, I think his might be hyphened at the vets. You've got to make it fair, you know? Anyway, so yeah, that's that basically. Engaged early 30s, 28 to early 30s engaged. Plus we've been together already 5 years, so by the time we're talking like 5-year plans, by the way, I'm saying 5-year plans and I'm mentioning my 30s, in 5 years I'll be 29. So we're doing like roughly around early 30s stage, you know? Also, how am I halfway through my 20s? Almost. I'm 24. Basically 25, basically 30. That's how I see it. You know, and honestly, I'm freaking out. So hopefully by the time I re-look at this, I'm 29. Hopefully I've kind of got over the fact I'm going to turn 30. I feel like 28, 29, you're kind of getting prepared. Like you're basically already 30. Like even 24, I feel like people would look at me like I should have my shit together, and I really, really don't. So I'm sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, I feel like at 24 you don't really get away with everything. You know what I mean? Like, see when you're 20, 21, maybe even 22, I feel like you can get away with everything. You know, like, she's still a child in her early 20s. I'm like mid 20s now, 24. I don't love the whole aging thing. Love birthdays and that. Love Christmas, obviously, because that's my B-day. Love all that. Don't love how your age goes up. Rude, really. I was actually looking at pictures last night, trying to find, because obviously it's dead weird to me, right? But when I was like 8, or like 7 or 8. My mum and dad were like my age now, like 24, 25, which is so weird. So I went away and looked back on pictures. They look 30. I don't know if I just look, obviously I look 12, okay, we get that. I don't know if I just look really young for my age, or my mum and dad look great now, right? You wouldn't know that we're, like, they're not old parents anyway, they had me very young. But you would look at them and think mid-30s. But I'm looking at pictures of them when they're like 25 and I'm thinking mid-30s. Why are these people not aging? What are they on? I need a wee bit of that. What my dad is one for skincare, by the way. My dad puts moisturiser on like every single morning and night. Like he's a little skincare queen, right? So yeah, gonna have to, take up on his routine there because he obviously knows something that I don't. But maybe that's why I look 12. So hopefully by the time I'm like 40s, I'm gonna look like 20, Maybe I'm like a decade behind, Anyway, so yeah, I'm thinking engaged early 30s and then marriage can be like whenever my dad pays for my wedding, That's a tradition after all. I don't know if I don't think I would get married in like a castle. That would be quite fun though. Maybe if it was like a cute castle. I'm thinking that might plan out folk corner or that, but I'm thinking like wooden. I'm thinking oak everywhere. I'm thinking like barn but modern vibes. Everything obviously white. We touch a like silky baby pink. I don't really know. Also, you're not allowed to wear pearls on your wedding. That law, it's going to have to change. It's definitely not a law, but you know what I mean. That's going to have to change. Apparently it's bad luck. I literally wear pearls every single day, so we've got ourselves a bit of a problem there. Also, I wear silver and gold because Connor got me silver and I usually wear gold, so I kind of wear both. What colour are your rings might be? I always thought engagement rings had to be silver, but mine's just going to have to be gold. Hopefully that's not a problem for anyone. Anyway, yeah, married, I don't know, mid late 30s would be fine. So yeah, my family better start saving now, really. Job wise, I'm thinking I've always thought about going for a degree. Could you imagine that? A little of me with a degree. Either can I, so that's why I've not applied for that. So probably about maybe a year and a half I've kind of been like playing with the idea, but I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that yet. Like, do I want more responsibility? Don't know. I'm definitely not in a job where you kind of go and then come home and kind of forget about it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really in that kind of job. Wish I was sometimes, like when you just like at home really like reflect on every single thing you've ever done or said. That's me every day because you just can't leave your work at the door, It's just not, you just can't do that with childcare. You know what else I've thought about, right? Is going into hairdressing. I would never do it because I'm not really in a position that I could go into hairdressing and start as like an apprentice or whatever. Do all that kind of stuff when you're like still living at home with parents or whatever. And like not got any responsibility like cars or anything like that, children. Anyway, so yeah, I wouldn't do that. But every time that I go and get my hair cut, okay, like a little trim or whatever, I always end up cutting it myself right after. Because either it's squint, my hair's thick, okay, so either it's squint or there's like little bits I don't like, maybe my fringe isn't sitting right, I'll cut it myself. And I used to be like that with my brows as well until obviously Amy started doing it. What a little diamond that she is. I'll actually write in the comments if you stay local to me. I'll write in the comments where I go, and you'll probably see it on my Instagram all the time anyway, every 4 weeks. I actually leave my brows on that quite long because I try and get it when I've got something on. So sometimes it's like 6, 7, 8 weeks before I get my brows done. And I don't usually get my lashes done, but I think I'm going to start because I think it just makes you look more put together, I think. Anyway, also been looking into like doing content for businesses, so doing like beauty content and things like that. I'm actually going to be working with a salon very soon in the next couple of months. So I would actually like to do that as well, just like on the side. I just think that sounds amazing to me. Like, I think I would absolutely love like working a weekend or whatever if I was doing like content creating for like someone else. That just sounds like the dream, to be honest. In 5 years, I probably will be looking at moving house, maybe getting a bigger house. This is obviously me and Connor's first house, and I absolutely love it, and I love this room. And yeah, this is just kind of like my little space I love to go to, but I feel like if we're talking about children and that, they're not getting to come in here, you know? This is my space. So I don't really know where they're thinking of sleeping, but it's not in here. And we've got Ralphie in our bed, so, you know, where are they going to go? Not sure. So we'd probably be looking, or even have maybe another house, maybe our second house. Well, actually our third, because we private rented before this one. So yeah, possibly. Also could see me with like a big baddie car, like a big like baddie. I don't want it to be like a mum car, but it would be a mum car, you know. Maybe like a Golf R, you know, like imagine me whipping up in a Golf R. How good's that? I would also love to get a car and wrap it pink. I also really want to have a second summer car, Volkswagen Beetle. I want one right now. And to be honest, I could just save and get one, but I want like one of the new ones because they look sporty and they're just so cute. If I see a Beetle, right, I follow it. I just can't help myself. If you see me behind a Beetle, I followed it. I've went off where I meant to be going and I've started following the Beetle. I might start saying that actually. They'll go, Kiara, why are you late for work? Why are you like an hour late? Sorry, I was just making sure the Beetle got to its destination. Because honestly, I just think they're the cutest little cars in the whole entire world. I love the yellow ones, I love the blue ones, and I love the white ones. They're just so cute. I don't actually see a lot of convertible ones, but I want a convertible one. That's the one I want. But I'd literally settle for any. Apart from a black one, I don't really like the black. Anyway, how cute was that? Imagine I get a Beetle and I wrap it pink. Oh, honestly. I also want my alloys pink, but Connor told me no. So I'm just gonna have to scruff them. I might start banging into some cribbies and get Connor to make them pink. It's so weird as well because in 5 years my little brother and sister is going to be like 19 and 16. That's basically like a young adult. Like they're gonna have, maybe they'll have a job. I can see Connor and my little brother working together. I just think like, I don't know if that would be a good thing or not because right now they are like besties, like they two are actually like brothers, right? But I'm like working together while they like butt heads because I feel like they would love working together, but I feel like Connor's boss would hate it because would they get anything done? Probably not. You know, and they'd probably just be like laughing at reels all day. Libby, I don't know if she would go into childcare, you know, she might follow my footsteps. Maybe she would go into like the beauty industry, I'm not really sure. Would rather she did go into beauty so she can like do something for me, maybe my hair. Nails, would love if she done nails. Just anything really. So weird as well because Damien would be 19 and that's roughly about the age I met Connor, so that would be kind of weird if he's got like a full blown relationship and that. Like I don't know what I'll do when they move out my mum's house. How am I meant to split myself into like 4 different places? How am I meant to go and see my dad, my mum, and then my little brother and my little sister if they're all in different houses? How am I meant to do that? They're all just gonna have to come to me. I'm gonna have to be like the glue. I'm gonna have to be like, no, you always have like the house. I'm gonna have to be the house that everyone comes to. I stay a wee bit far away from them though, but you never know where they might stay, you know? These are the kind of things I think about. Plans with the pod, honestly, I feel like this is probably as big as the pod's going to get, like just me and you. I feel like it's just me and you. And it's actually totally fine. Like, I'm not expecting to get any like PR or ads or anything like that. Like, I know I won't make any money from this, but I just love just chatting. It's just so much fun. It's kind of annoying finding the time, can't lie. Love you, but it's kind of hard to try and find the time every week, as you'll notice. Obviously sometimes I miss uploads, and this is literally Sunday, like you're watching this in real time. I'm currently filming this at 4 p.m. and this has to now be up at 6, and it takes a while to edit. If you don't edit or don't know anyone that edits, it takes a long time, especially all the like, I do like a couple of pop-ups and all that. You may have noticed I've also changed the intro again. Whoopsie daisies. I just can't help myself. I get bored at night and I go, know what? I don't love the, know what it is? I don't love the intro. Like, I'm just not in love with it. I'm not obsessed with it. So I'm like, how can I make it more me? Like, the cocktail glasses, I don't even drink, you know? So I just like to make it more me. So I keep changing it up. So sorry about that. Just ignore that. So yeah, I am going to go now because I really need to edit this now. And yeah, I hope you had the most amazing weekend. And next time I speak to you, I might have actually done my show. and I am terrified. I don't know why, I'm just not ready for my show. Like this year I keep saying that, but I really amn't. And I'm in a bit of a tricky situation because I don't know if I want to stop dancing and hit the gym and just do like loads of gym classes, because I don't like weights and things. I just kind of like doing like the classes like Pilates, maybe a bit of Zumba. Love me a bit of Zumba when I was younger, and that's kind of just like dancing really. A bit of yoga maybe, and like the body combat, just like all the classes. I used to go to them all the time, but your gal's got literally a chocolate ankle and it will snap. Sorry, that's disgusting. I go over my ankle quite a lot and it swells up like a balloon. It's not pretty, it's not nice. And it's not actually happened for probably about a year, but sometimes I could feel that it's a bit weak, and I'm like, I need to watch what I'm doing because I'm gonna go over my ankle. Actually, that's a lie. I did go over it a wee while ago in my work garden, but it didn't swell up as bad, and it didn't go like black and blue. Honestly, it's horrific. It's the noise, but you don't need to know that. Hopefully, in 5 years, I've got my life together. I feel like, to be fair, 24, house, car, amazing relationship, a little dog. I feel like I'm winning. Not to toot my own trumpet, if that's even the words, but I would just be interested to see where I am in like 5 years' time. You know, hopefully I am a gym fitness queen and I'm like healthy, eating well, not sleeping all the time. I just can't help myself. Anyway, honestly, have the most amazing week, and I'll see you probably after my show. Wish me luck. I'm actually terrified. As always, keep it sassy, keep it classy, and I'll see you next Sunday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All of my socials are linked down below, personal accounts, podcast accounts, you name it, it's down there. And I'll also link where I get my brows done as well. Bye.